Yeah, Clear Mouse, go ahead. You do the intro, please. I need a second.
Okay. Right after VXR.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the ALttPR All Dungeons Key Sanity Tournament 2022. We've got round one of the brackets between RadicalSniper99 and Flipheal. And as you have been hearing, we've got Clear Mouse and Dave Squad on commentary. Take it away, you two.
Well, hello. Yes, welcome to, this is what, game 2 between Flipheal and Jesse. It's actually going to be a really exciting race. Actually, two racers here, very, capable, very entertaining, two racers, certainly very well known in the community, and so I am definitely looking forward to this particular race. So briefly kind of going back to game 1, it was, I believe Flipheal made a comment into the race room where he said, "Is that where the boots were?" They basically, started with just the normal like 80 keys seed, and you know what? Flipheal never found the boots in his seed out of the 2 hours that he took, and turns out they were on pedestal. Jesse, I think, found them in hour and 30 in. So coincidence or not, they're starting with boots this time in their All Dungeons Key Sanity race. So hopefully this should be a little less of a slog in this case.
I mean, you could hope, right? You
Yes.
typically don't want to play one of these things without having boots for however long it is. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so of course, that's not only the hope today. Hello, Dave. Good morning. Hopefully you're ready for this really exciting race.
Yeah, sorry, I had to run in here like a crazy person real fast. Sorry about that, I guess, mangled intro. But I'm here now, so we can do this thing. It's good to have you back, Clear Mouse. It's been a while.
Oh, dude, I feel like I've been around, for, I've been talking, like nonstop. Days, you are the one who has been gone. I am so happy that, you're back here with us. This is going to be a really exciting time. And of course, we've got our awesome trackers today. I mean, veterans, very capable, Iker and Homemade Beer, going to do all the button clickings for us. And, our analysis and banter is going to be in their capable hands.
Yeah, something like that, exactly. Our trackers, again, huge shout outs to them here. But it looks like, so we got a little bit of a divergence from the word go here. Flipheal running up to doing an uncle start here, getting a quick little tree pull there, finding bombs. That's definitely good. Now, their Radical Sniper over there kind of doing something I like to do with boots and just going directly to Sasharala, seeing what you can get off of that.
Yeah, no, so, with real boots, you can definitely, not only you can find out in this case what the green pendant is, you can get 3 really quick checks. Don't even need any resources in order to get it back because we've got those really nice boots.
And we're going to get a big key to Ice Palace over there, so that is going to be a really nice thing to have. That'll kind of save you at least one check, save you the possibility of orphaning just one check there in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, no, that's 100% true, and these types of, logically required, but not necessarily hard required in order to beat the seed. Those types of big keys, Ice Palace big keys, Swamp Palace big key, certainly really nice to have sooner rather than later, because as you just said, we don't have to necessarily go back in a second time and have to worry about potentially leaving something behind. Lots of divergence, though. Looks like Flipheal, doing, after visiting, his uncle, do actually the front of escape with those bombs that he ended up picking up, finding bombos, actually the very first chest.
Right, and that's actually quite nice there. He's gonna go ahead. He's kind of doing a little bit of like old standard mode escape here right now. Just got a bomb pack, and he's gonna go run through this. As looks like Radical Sniper shows us what is on Lumberjack today, and that is just a map. So
yeah, a mystery map. So we don't know where yet. Chances are, though, even though this is going to be all dungeons, that they're going to have to be active today. Chances are they're probably not necessarily going to, go over to get that map off of Lumberjack today.
Right, and as we see, they're actually going to be locked behind the Hyrule Castle small key there. Flipheal pulling out the Tower of Hera small key. So That is one of those. That's another one of those things that you're kind of glad to have early, but at the same time, you're kind of going.
Do you want to sit through Tile Room again?
Yeah, do
Or
I
guess, yeah.
really want this key? Actually, I don't think I really want this key.
Yeah, and of course, well, I mean, I guess the good news, I'm not sure, or at least we know that in this case, in order to get to Hera Basement, we still actually do need a fire source. The lamp seems to be kind of pretty elusive at times, in 80 keys, and the fire rod doesn't always necessarily show up. So just because you doesn't see the Hera small key does not necessarily mean you have to go sit through the basement quite yet. But there is going to be a little bit one buried, but it's something to keep I guess keep in the back of your mind. Meanwhile, it looks like Jesse going through basically some Kakariko, exploring the rest. We've got a pretty nice big ticket item here, finding the gloves already.
And a cape of moderate importance. We're not actually sure yet.
That is a good point. Yeah, and actually, I was gonna say, that cape actually, I don't know if it's gonna be, more enticing for Flipheal. Certainly, the cape is an entry actually into Castle Tower. Well, we potentially do have, some moderate amount of weapons or bombs. I'm not actually sure if, I guess doing like the ball and chain guard is necessarily appealing with only bombs, but at least it does grant us entry into Castle Tower if they so choose to take it.
Right, and that's kind of the question right now. So Flipheal, I think, attempted to go back to Dark Cross there with only 3 hearts and only bombs. I don't think he was successful in getting the item. I think he died on the way.
Yeah, I didn't see anything light up, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dark Cross, 3 hearts, right? I mean, with basically like nothing to your name is, very quite difficult. There's basically really just no indicator. Sorry, did we just see the mitts? Also in Chicken Hut as well for Jesse.
That is 100% what we saw. That is mitts and Chicken Hut. So that is
okay.
Just a happy time there for Jesse. But we're still missing a moon pearl before the seed gets really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but so early mitts actually would be, as you said, if we can initiate finding a moon pearl, I don't know, maybe on the sooner side, that is actually almost immediately Dark World access. I mean, certainly with only 1 portal available to us, but I mean, normally that doesn't seem to happen as often in 80 keys, having Dark World access so early.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see exactly how that's gonna shake out here, because I mean, we say that we don't know where the moon pearl is, and watch the moon pearl turn up on.
Yeah, just be here on race game, yeah, or something. Okay. Well, speaking of potential, seeing potential, something here to be found. Jesse, with those boots, taking advantage of them, walking off a mystery small key off of the library, and you know what? That is probably one of the one of 2 most elusive small keys in the game. The first one, of course, is the Castle Tower. So maybe, I don't know, maybe, with the lamp, the Castle Tower 2 checks are going to be, coming up here in our future.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really big question here right now, because I mean, the thing you always kind of hope for with 80 keys in a lot of ways is you always kind of hope that you're forced into Aga. Now that almost never happens. But if you're forced into Aga, that solves so many of your problems there without even really having to do anything else. It's just okay, now I've got the most annoying part of this seed completely taken care of. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And of course, it's always kind of nicer, to, have, every once in a while, in order for the seed to give you a little bit of direction, wouldn't ever really hurt all that much, would be, a welcome change, in some cases, versus, I've got, I can partially complete 3 dungeons. Which one should I go choose first?
Yeah, no, exactly. If any time that the game wants to make it real simple for you, you're not gonna complain by any means here. So we've got Radical Sniper here jumping into the back of escaping, getting some money, which is good.
Yeah.
You're not gonna really say anything about that, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, early resources, it doesn't really matter, what kind of mode, you're doing. All dungeons, cross keys, regular. I mean, you are really never going to turn down early money, especially, right now, right? We are still, looking for, potential Zora money. We already got the mitts, not that mitts puts Zora more so in logic, but, the first glove that both, runners do have certainly has, some potential here for Zora. We are going to, of course, need pod money later to pay off Kiki and, 110 rupees to pay off Kiki. And there's like race game. Jesse did already go to the bottle merchant earlier. So, but there's no shortage to what you can spend money here on in 80 keys.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, well, part of the trick here is you're trying to kind of hit that magic 600 number. Like once you get about 600, then at that point you kind of go, okay, I don't need to think about money. Probably for the rest of the seed. This is just everything is good. Everything is great. As Flipheal there turns 100 rupees into 20 rupees, which not the direction you want to go usually, but hey, has to be what it is.
Yeah, but of course, and also Jesse kind of showed us a little bit earlier when he was kind of making his trip into Kakariko. Ooh, that is a really nice sword on a desert ledge. Jesse is probably gonna hope that he's gonna be able to find, I don't know, a book or something like that, or maybe, since we already have the mitts, maybe flute and mirror will just magically turn up somewhere in addition to that moon pearl. Yep.
Yeah, there are probably a good 5, 6, 7 different ways to get that thing here, but we're gonna have to wait and see exactly which one it's gonna give us there.
Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say, right, so like both kind of like Flipheal and Jesse were kind of able to scrounge up 100 rupees basically somewhere in Kakariko. So then they were both able to pay off the bottle vendor in this case. Well, in this case, the 20 rupee vendor. Certainly not a good deal, from the runner's perspective, but at least they bought their peace of mind, so they don't necessarily have to say like, oh, okay, but the next time I come back to to the village, did I potentially leave something behind? That was important. In this case, it was absolutely not.
Oh yeah, I mean, at some point, 80 keys is just we kind of joke about it being a castle tower key hunt, which is true.
Joking, right? Yes, haha. Everyone is having such a good time.
But I mean, the other part of it is that you are just trying to clear things as efficiently as possible, and then just praying that the 1 or 2 things that you decide to either skip or just to just kind of not be able to get to as efficiently as possible isn't something that kills you.
That's right.
That's really what it is at some point there, because I mean, 80 keys is a fine combination of skill and a little bit of luck there as our Moon Pearl turns up in the Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, no, it certainly, never hurts to have a little bit or a lot of luck kind of on your side, but yeah, I mean, certainly 80 keys is a particular set of skill set, as you did mention, and of course, as part of the namesake, all dungeons, key sanity, maps, compasses, every single key is shuffled into the mix, and we have to defeat every single dungeon, right? So the more efficient, you can be, and being efficient is very, very much part of, Random Runner's skill set with us. I was gonna say also, as part of, okay, so Jesse found the Moon Pearl in Mini Moldorm Cave. He's, pretty close, for what it's worth, like to that, as you mentioned earlier, that kind of like 600, or this case, looks like he's aiming for 500 rupees, to Zora, probably with, just after probably these like a waterfall or like flipper checks, farm up enough money, Darkworld might be the next stop.
Yeah, it does kind of seem that way. I think the general play here is that was a big key on the island down there. It looked like.
Interesting.
I believe I saw. So that's going to mean that our flippers are going to definitely show up here at some point today. I mean, of course, that's kind of a silly thing to say now that I hear myself, because this is all dungeons key sanity. Everything's going to show up at some point today.
At some point, yes. Yeah, but that big key on the island, I mean, there's actually pretty good knowledge, and of course, we do know that knowledge is certainly probably only going to help you in this case, and we already picked up a big key to Ice Palace, at least on Jesse's side, right? So, the likelihood of that key being potentially, actually hard required, like Meyer big key, GT big key, Eastern big key, right, actually goes up very slightly just because we know we have one that potentially isn't.
Right, exactly there, and we're gonna have to wait and see exactly what it is. Here is Jesse doing kind of what I thought he was setting up there by earning that money. He's gonna set up his water walk here, and since he's got the moon pearl, he's gonna go ahead and run to Hobo real fast, check what's out, check what's on here, fake flipper back into the waterfall ferry, and then pray to God that there's nothing on Zora Ledge. In this play, that's what this is what you're hoping for. And there's another big key from Hobo. That's a big key to Tower of Hera.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty nice big key. So certainly, logically speaking, right, it does kind of fall into the same category as the Ice Palace one, just because, especially with, especially with hookshot, right, of course with boots, a lot of people, are very comfortable Hera potting up, so you can kind of avoid that big key, but it probably has been at least 1 or 2 instances where there's actually progression in Hera Big Chest. So this time, again, just like Ice Palace, when we go in, we can definitely pull clear the dungeon. Actually, with that smoky Hera, that might make things a little bit more enticing, especially if we find a fire source.
Yeah, the moment we can find a fire source and we have access to the mountain, everything is going to start looking very juicy up there. But that is neither here nor there at the moment, because we're going to need at least either mirror or we're going to need what are we talking here? Hookshot and hammer. So we're still missing
something to get out there.
We're still missing quite a few things here. Okay, so Waterfall Cave today's got the book, and
that is interesting. Yeah. So book is locked by flippers logically, right? We just said Jesse kind of sequence broke his way out. Basically trying to go a little bit faster on the water. But so with that book, sounds like he can get a sequence broken sword out of this as well on Desert Ledge.
Yeah, that is a really good point there. Man, that is a really difficult decision to make there, because if you're going to run all the way down there, you're getting a sword, you're going to have access to 2 items in desert. You've already been to Agena, though, so, I mean, it is kind of, you're...
Oh, that's right, yeah, Jesse was the one who went over there to first place, which is a piece of heart. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Oh yeah, nope. And one of our trackers there, it's saying homemade beer. Actually, bringing up a good point there. You can get 4 if you steal the key from the back. Now, stealing the key from the back is what's a nice way of saying it? Incredibly ballsy play.
Well, we're gonna see how brave in this case Jesse is. He doesn't have the green pendant of courage quite yet to his name, but with the book in hand, he is running straight down. So let's see how many items he's gonna get out of desert. Is it gonna be 2 or is it gonna be 4?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see here, probably. I kind of imagine he's just going to get the 2, just because, I mean, to be honest, I mean, most of the time, when do you even think about stealing the key?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you think about it maybe in, like, spoiler log, or, I don't know if you actually do it in cross keys. I guess I don't know how, like, common it is, but...
in cross keys, it's more common, but it's also one of those things that you do occasionally, and then just kind of go, oh, okay, yeah, let's never do that again when you all of a sudden turn your sub 2 into a, oh god, where did I put that stupid Desert Palace?
Desert Palace. Oh man. Alright, so the item number 1, just the map chest and Desert Palace, just yielded us 10 arrows. I'm gonna probably take a quick peek on what is what's on the torch. Just 20 rupees. Actually, Jesse, only with 50 rupees to his name, not gonna bonk it off and pick it up. Interesting decision. Probably confident he's gonna be able to get some money a little bit later, or he doesn't necessarily have to go to pod before he has to kind of open up his empty wallet. I will say, though, that, as a matter of small difference, in Flipheal, I believe he did an early Houlihan. So he actually is, I think, pretty much just set for money. Probably at least for, like, dungeon requirements, or at least, requisite requirements. And I'm sure he'll be able to kind of, like, stumble upon whatever other, like, safety money that he would necessarily need later.
Yeah, no, Flip's good for money here at this point. So we are... See, basically at this point, we are just waiting for one of these guys to take the dip into Dark World here. And okay, so here's our first real big difference here. We've got Radical Sniper gonna go ahead. He's gonna go and clear out the front of Escape and such here in Hyrule Castle. And he'll get Bombos out of that. He'll get the Hera small key, and that'll kind of even us up on stuff. Now, he went out to Desert. Flipheal's just deciding that that's not something he really wants at the moment. He's going to go directly into Dark World.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit. This is actually being quite interesting, you know, and really looks like okay, we're gonna go to Skullwoods first, which is very reasonable, with Dark World access. I was gonna point out that because Jesse actually has the sword, right? I don't know if it's necessarily like a disincentive for Flipheal to go visit the village first, but Jesse's gonna be able to dash through those bushes with that sword. Flipheal, even though he's got boots, you really can't speed up the picking up bush and throwing animation any faster than you already, have. So
yeah, no, you're
here we are.
100% right. That at some point there, having a sword is kind of a big deal, but I mean, it is a time cost to go get it, because I mean, what else did Jesse get outside of that sword down there?
Well, he might have bought himself some peace of mind by not stealing the Desert Small Key from the back. Oh my gosh, dude, that is huge for Flipheal. Making actually a really good nice call, finding the flute here in the Skullwoods Vanilla Big Key chest. Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna get some fast travel here really quickly with the we were just talking about potential Desert Palace backdoor entry. Let's go find a mirror.
Yeah, no, at that point, it turns the trip down into that area into a very quick, I'm going to go get that sword real fast, because it's like a 20 second round trip.
That's definitely true.
I mean,
now, I guess I do wonder.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! So I was actually wondering. So Jesse here, finishing up kind of like the back of, or the front of Escape. Curious to see if he wants to try his way over to get Dark Cross. Also, still, no lamp. However, his situation, is significantly more improved than Flipheal's. He's got a sword. He's got a little bit more health to his name. Also, he has the cape and actually just enough magic, maybe a little bit more, and actually to get into Castle Tower with that small key in hand. That is another 2 checks that he has. He'll have to do the second one in the dark if he wants it. But I don't know. He might be willing to at least chance it. But it's gonna be a little bit more access, for Jesse.
You bring up a really good point there. I mean, it is there. There's not really a better time to do it. I mean, you kind of think that he might want to just go ahead and push it now. It's an awkward decision. You'd almost rather not come back for it, but I mean, at the same time, if it's there, it's there. So Dark Cross is just 5 rupees today, so that's not going to be anything that we're too interested in.
Yeah, I mean, so probably the hardest weight on Flipheal's mind right now is the fact that he just left something there behind. We know that if he never goes back, it's not going to be any time lost to him. So hopefully he's not going to have too much to think about in this case.
Yeah, that's one that you're going to have to wait until we find a fire source before you even consider at this point. And quite frankly, he's not going to go back there unless he grabs the mirror and ends up on the pyramid. As he does find the big key to Skullwoods immediately after coming from Skullwoods.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I guess maybe going back to the Skullwoods big chest isn't like, the end of the world. I mean, it's like of all the big chests that, you just left, like that one's probably like the least, painful, right? Just especially with boots, right? You can just kind of go back.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that Flipheal didn't immediately just take a right turn out of the C-shaped house there and go directly back to Skullwoods, just mumbling the entire way, but instead we get a big key to the dungeon in Thieves Town here. So that is the Thieves Town big key inside Thieves Town itself, which now leads our guys to a very interesting decision of the day, which is, hey, exactly what do you want to do with Thieves Town now? Are you going to just beat it, or are you going to come back with Thieves Town small key? Which one do you want to do?
Yeah, well, so in Flipheal's situation, I'm not actually sure if he actually has a weapon that he could kill blind with.
You are right. Yeah, 100%.
But
he's got an easy decision. Never mind.
well, actually, it looks like though he doesn't want a death war bout. He wants to run out. Maybe he found something. Is this
Well,
faster?
he picked up blue mail.
Oh, he has blue mail. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take him a little bit longer there. So at that point, at some point, you're gonna go in death warp or just running out. Which one's better? It doesn't look like Aga Tower pulls up anything there for Jesse. He gets both items without any problem there. Does get a heart container, so feeling pretty healthy here as we find the shovel and chest game. And now you start asking, please give me a mirror. Please give me a mirror.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Jesse, it's Jesse. Flipheal, not only does he have that flute that he found in Vanilla Big Key Chest of Skull Woods, he has a shovel that he also, would like to, well, at least see what that item is. So yeah, another reason to go over back to the light world. So what better way, of course, to get over there than, with a very, convenient mirror? But, I don't know if Rando's always accommodating for our runners. Say, like, we would really like a mirror, and then the mirror doesn't show up for, I don't know, an hour.
Are you kidding me? Rando has been accommodating at least one time in the entire, 4 years that I've been playing this. So...
Okay. I see, I see you're very generous with your estimates, yes. Okay. So good thing Flip went to and did what? Houlihan. So he has more than enough money for dig game. So he dig up the hammer, which is yeah, I think that's the rest of our really nice Dark World access. We're going to be accessing or everything's going to be available to us. Every single portal. In this case, we'll have to just always start from the village. Jesse does actually have enough money, just quite enough. But actually, if Flipheal actually wants to, let's say, continue over to Pod. He actually has enough money to pay off Kiki. Jesse, though, after dig game, might need to go stop by an ATM somewhere.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to see exactly how the drops kind of work with him. I don't think Flipheal is planning on going to Pod though, because he's got Jeremiah trailing him right now. If you take Jeremiah into Pod, the monkey eats him, and it is
right. That's right.
Absolutely horrifying. So yeah, just don't do that. But now the other interesting thing that I saw here though is that Radical Sniper went ahead and he went to C-Shape House first. He didn't go to Skullwoods yet, so he got his Skullwoods big key, and then he decided, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go to Skullwoods now.
Oh,
and sure enough,
yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna get that information as quickly as we can. As we're gonna welcome in a little raid there from ZSR1.
Yes, hello. Just in time for us to not only pick up a nice Ether Medallion, but Flipheal has also picked up his first sword. It's going to be Jesse's Master Sword, presumably, when he goes over there. But yeah, that sword, especially, first sword for Flipheal is super nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, a sword for him, he's gonna just kind of deciding that this is as good of a place to stop as any, deciding not to go to Catfish, being called out by our tracker slash teammate, I believe.
All right, yeah, so maybe this is a preemptive, like team meeting for League next season. I don't know, Flipheal might have to be slightly on his toes here. I completely missed, by the way, what was in Skullwood's big chest? Did you happen to catch it? I didn't see any
nothing of interest. I believe it seems like we just kind of got whatever, and then...
Yeah, that was also my impression, because normally when I see something that doesn't register, or like if it's just a junk, it immediately goes out of my memory. Alright, let's go to Jesse. Jesse's also kind of wishing that he had that mirror as well. I mean, both runners, of course, Flipheal and Jesse, has made some really nice use in timing of the Wallmaster elevators, basically getting them right back out of the dungeon.
Yeah, no, I swear though that Wallmaster in Pinball Room is the slowest Wallmaster in the entire game.
That's true. You keep pushing the button, right? It's like, is it coming? Is it coming? And it just never comes. Yes.
You're just sitting there, just waiting. Come on, hurry up! Come on, hurry up! It's all because of the timing. Like it's really hard to be able to get the Wallmaster to come at the right time, because you're just. It's just the way that you enter the room. It just makes it so that by the time you pick up the chest, you're sitting there just going, well, all right, fine.
Yeah. That's right. Always seems to come basically at the wrong times, right? Like you're like trying to get the Gyptos out of the way, and then well, you get grabbed, and you have to basically start again.
Yeah, totally. And now, okay, so now here's the interesting question here. Now,
Yeah, I was
Radical
just going to ask
Sniper.
you this too.
What do you do here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just pick up that chest, you pick up that key, and now it's time to decide exactly where and what you want to do here. Are you going to just push it all the way to the back? You going to be kind of aggressive?
Yeah, and this is also a good question. So we also did see that Flipheal, right? He dug up a hammer from Dig Game. So certainly Flipheal actually might be more incentivized to try and maybe see if he can sniff out that Thieves Down small key. Jesse, though, he doesn't know where the hammer is, right? Certainly no runner has Thieves Down small key, but looks like he is not willing to keep going forward, even though he does have a sword in order to kill blind with. Yeah, but my wondering was, let's just say he does actually clear out Thieves Town, and then he finds a hammer later. How is he gonna feel? Is he gonna feel bad? But looks like we're not gonna have to worry about any of these what ifs because Jesse also just like is leaving after the front four.
Man, so I can see here, and we can see. I can see Flipheal on his cam there. He's got this look on his face of, what on earth do I want to do right now?
Look of perplexion.
Yeah,
I feel like that might be a common sentiment among many a rando runner when they're racing.
So it looks like he was debating to go into Misery Mire there, and I'm kind of with our one of our trackers there, Homemade Beer, of going into Ice Palace there. You've got the Ice Palace big key. You're gonna pick up.
Do you have blue mail?
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, you got everything you need. Just don't die.
Yeah. Okay. Easy. Yes. All right. So we're gonna yell that to to the ether and hope that Flipheal hears us. I'm sure he did know that before we said something. But hopefully he'll hear us and know that he shouldn't die in Ice Palace.
I mean, it is a bad place to die if we're being completely honest. There, going into Ice Palace with low health is not a fun proposition for pretty much anyone. You just kind of going, oh, this could end very badly if I make like one mistake.
Yeah. So all right. So Flipheal did spy his master sword in this case on Desert Ledge. So presumably he is going to go to get that. Curious if he maybe had taken a previous suggestion that was made and steal the Desert Palace small key and explore what's on Desert right side. Looks like the answer is no.
We do get to see what was in Hammer Pegs there. That's going to be is that really our first key to pod at 30 minutes in?
Don't worry, at least 3 keys will be in pod. The small keys will just be in pod itself. So that one key clearly indicates to our runners that they should just go rush pod. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest questions in the game here is, when do you go into pod in 80 keys? And with it being the green pendant like that, and only having 1 key at this point, that is so far down on your priority list.
Yeah,
you're gonna want to do pretty much anything else first.
Yeah, no, that's certainly true. And honestly, one of the I would say unkind feelings that you potentially have, right? Especially when you enter pod, with only maybe one, with 1 key or maybe even 0 keys, is you only have access to, let's say, the first couple chests, right? And then so what happens if you unfortunately just needed 1 more key, and you're probably not going to go back there anytime soon, so it's really not going to be a great feeling for you in order to lead some of the things in pod behind.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got Radical Sniper there picking up his Master Sword, picking up his Ether Medallion, and our tracker's reminding me that we also found a pod key in Mire's Shed.
Thank you, Iker.
Yep, thank you very much there, guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it looks like between our 2 runners, we have 2 pod keys, but, this is not a co-op race. This is actually a head-to-head 1v1. They're not going to be able to share their resources, so they're going to have to kind of go to, Mire's Shed and Hammer Pegs, to get their respective other pod keys. Now, Jesse, taking it, a little bit, taking the frog on a little bit further world tour than Flipheal initially did. We're gonna go visit the pyramid. Ooh, finding our first bottle. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and wow, for Jesse there, I'm definitely thinking that Ice Palace is much more appealing than it is for Flipheal, but of course, also turns out Ice Palace is a pendant, as we see that.
All right, well that's pretty cool to know. We must have picked up a map at some point. Yeah, we definitely see that it is a pendant in this case, indicated by the upper left-hand P, or upper left-hand corner P in this case. But yeah, Flipheal's going in. So we do have the Bombos Medallion. I believe there is at least one runner out there that subscribes to the rule or guideline of at least, well, we've got a fire source, if not the fire rod, right here, the first chest of Ice Palace. So yeah, can we get to Hera at some point?
Yeah, we're gonna find out there. I'm almost sure that runner that you're speaking of is playing cross keys right now. But
I'm sure he'll be done soon.
Yeah, give him another minute here. So
yeah.
But okay, so on the way, it looks like we got Jesse there. Dashing over, he's gonna go ahead and dig up what I want to say was a heart piece over at the shovel spot here, and then turn in the smith. So Flipheal though is gonna be the one who's gonna kind of show us exactly what's going on for the rest of the way here, is having to deal with one of the most annoying rooms in the game there.
Conveyor room isn't fun, and it's actually, it's refreshing, to see that, Flipheal is actually, doing like the before pre-icebreaker way of Ice Palace, right? Actually
and
doing
it was
Ice Palace bombshell.
so sweet too. Oh man, that looked pretty. I know Flipheal's been grinding NMG over the past like 6 months to a year.
Oh really? Oh, that's really great to see then. This is a really good progress. Yeah, definitely execution seems quite sharp.
Yeah, no, he has turned himself into somebody that I think if I'm having to just get matched up in a tournament with and I see his name, I kind of go, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, so for Flipheal, exploring, yeah. So this is technically still hookshot locked, but you know what? Flipheal, I think he even ricocheted himself into getting a bomb refill on that bomb jump. Actually, really nicely done to be able to kind of keep navigating around Ice Palace, be able to try and full clear this place.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have the Ice Palace small that Radical Sniper got when he was doing Castle Tower and such. So for him, he's got to take a little bit of extra time here, taking a second there to pick up some bombs, remembering to pull the tongue. Well done,
yes, yeah, both of that's actually probably all right. So no more stealing keys, on the table for Desert Palace. Flipheal just found his small key to Desert here in Ice Palace. I was gonna say also on Jesse's side, if you hadn't happened to catch what he got from Sick Kid after turning in when he got the bee in the bottle from Pyramid, it was another bee in a bottle days. I think this might be your kind of seed.
Bees are so much more useful than people think. Ooh, hello, Mr. Ice Rod, sitting in Ice Palace. That's just thematically accurate. I don't know. I mean, what do we want to call it there?
Yeah. I mean, people, have the subscribe to the rule of fire. There's also the rule of ice here in Ice Palace. We're still kind of looking for that fire rod. And I don't know if these things are going to show up, sooner or later. In this case, but the fact that we're here with Bombos, right, and no Cane of Samari, it does mean the Ice Palace for Flipheal is, at least on the, items of nice to haves. He definitely does not. Oh my gosh, so that big key to Ice Palace.
So we got a big key
that's a pretty important small key to find in the big chest.
Well, but was it right before that was the big key to Turtle Rock here? So Ice Palace is just loaded today.
Yeah, so this is for people who were clamoring, especially I think of Homemade Beer who led the who led the vote here on let's go dive Ice Palace. Flipheal follows suit, and he is rewarded with a ton of nice progression.
Come on, let's just go ahead and put Castle Tower second key here down in.
Okay, yeah,
let's just do that.
This is going to be the most valuable ice palace ever in this case.
I mean, why not? Let's just do it here. And for a second there. Oh
my gosh, yeah. I mean, so that is, well, actually, it looks like, yeah, according to our trackers, second key for Flipheal for Turtle Rock. So, I mean, we are still missing a lot of stuff, notably, you know, not only will we kind of hard require, or mostly hard require the Cane of Samaria for Turtle Rock entry, we would really like to have it for Ice Palace as well. So, I guess until we kind of get one of those items, Turtle Rock, well, we still have a lot of excess in there, or at least keys-wise, right? We don't actually have an item in order to get past, like, the front door.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how Flipheal decides to handle this cold stare fight here. To be completely honest, there's a very good possibility that I would be tempted to knock him into the corner, throw on my cape, and then just try to just slam the button until hopefully one of them dies. And I think that might be what he's going for here.
Yeah, alright, yeah, of course. No Fire Rod means that we are gonna have, but Bombos, of course, is very capable of breaking his shell, and yeah, the fact that we are on Master Sword means that Flipheal is going to have to be a little bit more careful. Looks like he's gonna try and get some spins, and oh my gosh, dude. So Jesse found his way up the mountain with the flute, decided to continue on to do Spike Cave, found the Cane of Samaria right behind it. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's it. It's for one, it's a required weapon, and for two, when he decides to come to Ice Palace, he's just made Ice Palace a good 2 minutes faster.
Yeah, jeez, that is, well, okay, so we're always gonna have a B party here in Pod. Looks like Jesse, you know, he actually might just be, you know, kind of following suit, you know, taking the cues from the game, going to Ice Palace, and probably recognizing that, well, maybe, you know, a safety or two, you know, wouldn't necessarily, you know, hurt. In this case, with some, you know, with some greed potions and some extra magic.
So we are gonna move on into Ice Palace for Jesse, and so he's gonna get a whole bunch of stuff. Now for Flipheal, where are we gonna head? We're gonna head back into the village, and I don't know, purple chest maybe, or maybe we're just gonna go and dip. Maybe it's time to just go ahead and dip Ice Palace, not Ice Palace, Thieves Town.
Thieves Town? Yeah, well, I mean, that certainly could be. You know, we do have, of course, the hammer doesn't necessarily really help us much in Thieves Town, but yeah, that is certainly going to be another option available to Flipheal. Yeah, but meanwhile, though, Jesse is, starting out his way into Ice Palace. He is going to pick up his lamp. I mean, basically, like, I don't know, 6 or something out of the 8 items that we have on here in Ice Palace was something useful, so...
Yeah, no, he's going to be having a great time here. So now he's got a fire source to be able to, you know, light his way through things there. So if he does end up finding his way up to, say, Tower of Hera with that small key and such, he can go ahead and full clear that. It's not probably the first thing he wants to do, since that's still... Well, no, I guess it is in logic. We did pick up the Hyrule Castle Small at some point, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. We're still kind of looking for, you know, just a little bit more mountain access. The mirror would, of course, certainly grant us that. The hook shot, you know, would also grant us that. But yeah, in this case, but at least, you know, both of them did, you know, get the save and quick point. You know, got up there with the flute, and Jesse, I think, just decided just to go a little bit further in this case, and Flipheal got the Cane of Samaria from Spike Cave.
I mean, that was good awareness at that point. When you go up there, I mean, you have the items that you need as Jesse picks up his ice rod, and without having anything else to do there, going ahead and doing Spike Cave at that moment was probably the best time to do it, and he got greatly rewarded.
Yeah, he got very well rewarded for his decision up there. Yeah, looks like the Flipheal, you know, decided to check out, you know, quick peek over to Hammerpegs. He picked up his pod key, and looks like he is going to venture in and do the back of Thieves Town with that big key. So, of course, no small key inside means that we can't actually, you know, get the big chest, even though both runners, especially Flipheal, has the hammer in this case. But you know, if you're gonna have to, you know, probably leave, you know, one item behind here is probably not gonna be the end of the world. Oh look, we found our boots.
Why did
the
you
boots
say
are in
that? Why did you say that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll be back here for the GT Big Key in about like
oh no,
5 hours now, thanks to Clear Mouse. And
I hope nobody wanted to sleep tonight. In that case.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a long time here, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, no, you're probably right. I mean, the likelihood of it having something important is not great. So, probably not got anything to worry about, as Jesse has finished picking up his bonanza there. He's went ahead and got the other there. So that's a big key to Eastern Palace there in Blind Cell.
That is a nice big key.
That one's in Logic as well, so that's interesting. You prefer to have a you would prefer to have a bow before you go there, but that's definitely interesting.
You know, well, you know, sometimes, you know, the game, again, you know, you said that at least one instance in like the last 4 years have made things, you know, convenient for rando runners. You know, sometimes the game just might put a bow in Eastern itself, right? So, you know, for those of the people who will, I guess, take the leap of faith, right, and venture into Eastern Palace without a bow, looking for a bow with the Eastern Palace big key, could get rewarded.
Yeah, I think putting a bow in Eastern Palace is the game's way of saying, hey, this is on path for you.
Yeah.
But as Flipheal goes ahead, he picks up his first crystal of the match here, as we got Jesse going ahead and dealing with some cold stare buffs.
Yeah. So of course, you know, Jesse has at least one green potion to his name. I'm not actually quite sure if he had to use both of them or not, but he's trying to get some hammer hits. He's definitely not in one-hit KO mode. Does have, not only Master Sword slashes, spins, also has that cape for backup. So hopefully should be fine.
Getting close to... Okay, there we go. I was kind of wondering if the cape was going to come out, because he bought 2 green potions, and I was it feels like you're just going to cape the entire fight at that point. But he's going to hold it just to be safe there. Now that the moment he got into one-hit KO mode, he was just like, I'm going to put this cape on.
Yeah, I think you said this before. Ice Palace is a really terrible place to die, especially at Cold Stare. It doesn't really matter what mode you're in. When you die here, it is quite the painful trek back.
Yeah, you're gonna get tilted.
That's a very nice way of putting it. Yes.
That's the generous way of putting it there. You're gonna say a lot of bad things. If you've got a cam on you at that point, you're gonna be making faces that are unpleasant.
Yeah, alright, but of course, luckily, you know, in this case, both, of course, Flipheal and Jesse cleared out Cold Stare, and no worries about having to go necessarily back. Looks like Flipheal, though, after finishing Blind, gonna pick up the purple chest, and yes, this is unfortunately, it's never, you know, a great trek in order to drag the purple chest everywhere without a mirror, but at least we have the flute to make things just slightly faster.
Yeah, slightly. It does make it a little bit better there. Gets a fire rod for it. That is a sword slash of excitement right there is what that was at the end.
Yes, the sword slash of excitement. We don't know what kind of excitement, if it was of happiness or of anger, but it was excitement nonetheless. But that is actually a really, like, that actually swings quite things nicely for Flipheal. I mean, just because, you know, how appealing is it to do mirrorless purple chest, right? Like, use that flute only speeds it up just a little bit, right? But I mean, just like, geez, like...
Yeah, no, but I mean, when you do mirrorless purple chest and you get the fire rod out of it, you're gonna get really
happy,
really happy about that. As looks like Jesse went through to the key-locked side of the desert there and didn't really get anything. So, kind of fun, I suppose. Instead, we have both runners converging on Misery Mire here at the 14-minute mark.
Yeah, this is, and well, certainly just looking at, equipment, right? So I think also, partially, because Jesse had gone up the mountain and went a little bit further than Flipheal in this case, grabbing Canis and Maria out of Spike Cave. If he does find the Mire Big Key in Mire, Flipheal, Jesse is going to have the option of at least going to the back and defeating Vitreous. But I think in this case, both runners. Oh my gosh. It doesn't matter though because we found the mirror in Compass Chest in Mire, and yeah, that's pretty good. Doesn't matter if we came here without the big key or not.
Mirror behind 3 Mire keys, and we only currently have 1. That's quite possibly a very, very deep mirror. I'm actually very confused at the moment.
I guess there's still a lot of places that we haven't checked yet, but yeah, just looking at our trackers, basically, looking at what we found, yeah, we only have 1 Mire key so far. Where are the other 2?
Yeah, I don't know right now. I'm now extremely curious about that, as we're gonna get a tempered sword as well. So. Yeah, no, so like this is probably, if I'm being completely honest, this is one of my favorite skips to make in the game, because doing cutscene chests just takes a while, and it's locked behind 3 Mire keys. I mean, if you're looking to save yourself a little bit of time, this is one that I would typically kind of avoid. But if you did that today, you'd be crying. Okay, well, there's 1 Mire key, so that.
Okay.
We're not gonna put both in here, are we? That would
actually be quite funny.
That would be funny. I would say that.
Yes.
I would laugh.
Well, that's why we're watching this race. We can laugh. Hopefully, the racers do also have a sense of humor. I was gonna say Mire is gonna be the new. Is Mire gonna be the new pod? All of the Mire keys are just in Mire as opposed to pod in this case.
Yeah, well, speaking of pod, we just found the worst big key in the game. Stupid pod big key.
Try to remain slightly unbiased here, Days. that pod big key has only done you 0 favors all of the time.
I hate. No. Oh god, and there's the Thieves Down small. Of course, the moment that you clear Thieves Down there, Flipheal, you're gonna find the Thieves Down small key. There's Murphy's Law just in effect right there. Just you're gonna do it. Just shrug your shoulders and just go. Well, that's dead.
Yeah, no, hopefully this isn't gonna compound, right? So I think in terms of what these runners kind of have to leave behind in their respective paths so far, so I think Flipheal unfortunately couldn't get the item in Dark Frost, though that is going to be one location that might be on his mind. This is in Thieves Town, Big Chest is actually going to be potentially something else. Of course, when Jesse goes to the back, we're going to definitely see what is actually in the Big Chest. So hopefully, especially for Flipheal, it's not going to be anything too damaging.
Yeah, we're gonna find out here at some point, because I kind of assume for Radical Sniper there that there is a very good chance that the next play is going to be to Thieves Town, because you got a fully in logic dungeon there with one of the most annoying chests in the game available that the other person might not have got, as we got a big key to Misery Mire. Love the logic game.
Gosh.
Love the logic there.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What okay, so the good news is that for both runners, a Mire double dip is absolutely required. We still don't know where that 3rd Mire big key, the small key is, but at least in this case, both Jesse and Flipheal, when Jesse eventually goes to get his Mire big key, knows that that Mire dip that the first Mire dip was very necessary.
Right. As we get a key to Skull Woods there, which is completely unnecessary outside of some logical implications at this point. But I'm actually kind of wondering, where's that hook shot?
Yes, I think actually that point was looks like actually Vax was just bringing this up in chat. As well, we haven't necessarily seen Yeso, right? Mirror may not technically be required in order to get that Mire big key, but well, it's I guess yeah. Well, we're gonna have to find out in this case where that hook shot is. You think it's a decent big chest?
I'm not saying no to this.
All right.
There's a part of me that is kind of
very strong
wondering.
Conviction.
there's a part of me that is just really wondering if that's gonna pop up there. It's also just as likely to be just sitting in like the very front of pod, because you've got 5 chests open to you in the front of pod right now, and it turns out that okay, so the Basement of Heron, not bad. I mean, half magic, good.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to turn down half magic, in pretty much any situation. But of course, Flipheal showing us this hookshot is nowhere to be found. We're going to have to do, Hera again, the rando Hera pot days. Actually, really nice to be able to see some of these screens, actually. Good thing he's been practicing that NMG, because this is pretty much the route.
Well, let's see exactly what we're gonna get out of this Hera big chest here today. Wait for that thing to pass and just get $20. So okay, just in case our runners decide to, had the option of going to do to skip that chest there today, it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, Ike here there in chat's kind of bringing up the big point is, when is Flipheal going to get to Spike Cave? Like, you would kind of think, I mean, he's got the mirror now. I kind of think what he's going to do is probably go through Spiral Cave, go through Paradox Cave. But he's got Turtle Rock. Oh, there's Hookshot. What?
Okay, well then. So I think now we can definitively say that the mirror was required. Or the Meyer double dip was required.
Okay, so, all right, that's meaning that we've got one more Meyer key somewhere. Put all of this into logic there.
Okay, all right. Moment of truth here is nothing that Flipheal is going to miss. In this case, maybe. What's up?
You're in the clear. You're in the clear here. You're in the clear.
Okay, all right.
There, everything's okay.
Okay, great. That means that the runners can sleep soundly tonight. Only after 4.5 hours instead of the 5 that we had to potentially put them through.
Yeah, no, we got a little bit of stuff here. All right, so Jesse going into the blind fight. Flipheal getting 3 bombs out of Spiral Cave, and it looks like we got the first phase there done nice and easy over there on Jesse's side.
Let's see. All right, so Flipheal, with mitts, with the mirror coming over here to Dark Death Mountain. So presumably after, Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave, gonna probably take a peek at what is what's the entry medallion to Turtle Rock. This actually could be, an opportunity to go back to do Spike Cave, if he so chooses to kind of run over there.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So I mean, he can't get into Turtle Rock. We can't
without that Kamina Samara that we know is in Spike Cave. Yup.
That we know is in Spike Cave. So there's our 3rd pod key. Well, okay, that's his 2nd pod key. Our 3rd pod key, I don't know at this point.
Looks like according to our trackers, it is our 3rd pod small. So.
Right. Okay. Then we're going to go with number 3 then, and that doesn't really change things. Now we know that there's another one available, I believe. Wait, no, he picked up the one in Hammer Big. So, okay, that is going to be just 3. So, not opening up the back 3 chests that are locked behind 4 keys logic, but getting there.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we have another small key too. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay, so GT small key here in Graveyard Ledge. Not the worst small key to find.
I mean, technically, you're supposed to have 4 of those to be able to beat the game. So, I mean, they gotta show up at some point.
It's okay. The logically required small key, just like that logically required Meyer key to put that mirror in logic. We're still waiting.
Right, that nobody cares about is like logically required Meyer key. Nope, I don't care.
Alright, Flipheal finishing up. Okay, well that's actually pretty nice. So I mean, for what it's worth, that's gonna be, if Jesse decides to try and now dip Turtle Rock with that third Turtle Rock small that he just found Super Bunny. Well, I don't know. Clearing out Turtle Rock actually now is gonna be an option. Assuming of course that you do end up skipping the vanilla big key chest.
Well, this is going to work out real well for Jesse, actually, real fast here. He's got this mirror. He's going to be able to check Cave 45 and take this thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll even be able to go down to Bombo's tablet as well. I don't believe we saw Flipheal do Bombo's tablet, so we're starting to get some... yeah, we're starting to get some divergence between these two guys here, and exactly what kind of one-off checks has one done and the other one hasn't.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so I think Flipheal with that mirror pretty much just went, straight to the mountain at that point. Jesse, we're kind of wrapping up basically the rest of the Dark World. So yeah, and after Flipheal picked up the purple chest and got his fire rod, he just basically flew right over to turn that in immediately. No mirror in hand means that he decided to not, in this case, like try and walk it down. And of course, no Bombo's tablet available to him.
Right. So yeah, it was just kind of one of those things there. So I guess we're gonna see if this pays out for Jesse there. He's already got kind of the Samaria advantage there. Flipheal does have one dungeon done on him as Jesse goes ahead and picks up his fire rod now. Looks like Flipheal is about to go immediately back and get this Samaria. So.
Yeah, I mean, certainly better for Flipheal that he does remember in this case, so he's definitely not going to, leave his Kina Samari behind. I don't know how bad necessarily he'll feel, because he'll be like, well, if I just did this earlier, I could have just gone right into Turtle Rock, but, let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, I don't know if you immediately turn around and go do Turtle Rock at this point, but you consider it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, so I guess, mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, well, yeah, because especially with Flipheal, having beaten Hera, picked up his hookshot with that mirror and the Swamp Palace small key that we got out of Ice Palace. I mean, Swamp could be on the table. Oh, yeah, we don't have flippers though. We don't have flippers yet. Never mind. Never mind. Forget what I just said. We don't. Swamp Palace is not actually on the table yet. I'm so excited.
Wow, it might be very quickly here. Okay, so Flipheal is fluting away, and it looks like we might be converging on dungeons again. It looks like both runners are going to be like, you know what? Let's go kill Moth.
Yeah, alright, so I certainly, with Jesse picking up his fire rod, very recently, certainly could have been an option on his mind, be like, hey, you know what, I have another dungeon I can finish up right now. Flipheal, looks like, yeah, but, Flipheal, of course, maybe thinking that, I have also another dungeon I can clear out with that fire rod. I've got Tempered Sword, I got the boots, I got a good amount of health, I got, half magic, not gonna get any, faster than this.
Right. So I mean, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it at some point. So you might as well do it now. And I guess the other thing, I mean, it's looking like not a possibility unless things get really interesting really quickly here. Is that you do get the head knowledge here in about a couple of seconds.
Oh yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are missing a bucket load of of pod keys to put that even remotely into logic. So,
oh yeah, that's actually a very good point. Yeah, Pod is a green pendant today. Yeah, so we're gonna have to need a lot of those keys.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see Ped having anything, but I don't know. I've been surprised. I've been wrong and surprised before here. So we get a good Moth kill there, and hey,
you know what? Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, so I just got ahead of myself. About 5 minutes ago, saying that Swamp Palace is an option for us. But so Swamp Palace is now an option for us on the table because Jesse, in addition to claiming his crystal from Skullwood, just found the flippers. Thank you, Jesse, for helping me out a little bit. On the sooner side. I also know, Days, that one item that is definitely not going to be on pedestal today, that was on pedestal from their game 1, and that is the boots. So, because, they started with boots this time around, so I think both of them are going to be very happy in order to not see something like that on Ped again.
Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right there. I mean, at some point you just gotta go, you know what? Just let me have the boots to begin with, all right? Let's do that. Now, there is a little bit of possible gamesmanship there. I did not see what was on Ped. I was not looking.
I believe it was a red boomerang. So it's something like, no matter what, red will return to you. So I'm going to assume that is a boomerang in this case.
Oh, yeah. That's our good old friend, Mr. Red Boomerang there, which is, again, surprisingly useful, but not something we're gonna clear 3 pendants for.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably not gonna be worth like a minute or whatever it is in order to get over to the pedestal and like pull it and all that stuff, especially when they kind of already made the trek over here once.
Oof. All right. So now you've got, if you're these runners, you've got just a couple of decisions to make here. You've got Swamp Palace.
Just one or two?
One or two. You got Swamp Palace
Okay.
that you could clear, but you're going to leave behind the big chest, which, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I
we
think
don't have that.
yesterday, I think we remember seeing the one of
Castle Tower
the
small
go mode
key.
Castle Tower small key in
Oh,
or
yeah,
something like.
that was oh man. Okay, so let's not have any PRNGs here. You know, we're gonna hope that the Castle Tower Smokies is gonna be on the way somewhere. It's not gonna, you know, lead to another, you know, 20-minute hunt for one of these.
Oh, just put it on Trinex or something. But I mean, and then there's the then there is also TR, or there is to go in what Flipheal's doing right now and finish off the last two chests here in Misery Mire.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just saw that Jesse on his side picking up the Mire Big Chest or Mire Big Key from Ether Tablet, which Flipheal did you know, a little bit earlier. Which of course, more big keys begets more big keys. Mire Big Chest, well, leads to, well, in this case we have another, you know, clearable dungeon for us on our hands, which is Deserts.
And quite possibly that is just unbelievably convenient.
Actually, you're right. We got the mirror from Mire. So yeah, so after that, we're just gonna be able to, after this dungeon, we're just gonna be able to mirror right on out and just, you know, take on Lamos.
Flipheal kind of forgetting that, oh yeah, right, I already cleared this dungeon here. Ran down to the wrong door here. Kinda give himself a little facepalm action after that, going like, come on man, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, I was just here, I swear. But yeah, taking a little bit of a slightly different route, basically, because again, this is our second trip in here. But of course, this is a required double dip for Mire. So of course, you know, with also the lamp that we found in the first chest of Ice Palace, the Pin Gator room, we're going to be able to see everything, you know, that goes on, and hopefully not going to have too many issues getting too vitreous. No bow, on the other hand, is going to make at least phase 2 a little bit, well, slower, a bit more tedious, but you know, certainly ever confidence for Flipheal's execution ability.
I mean, you just throw you just throw the cape on. And
oh right, we have a cape and half magic. Well, thank you.
Yeah, throw the cape on and just knock him into the corner and just hit the button until he's dead.
Yeah, looks like that's yeah.
Oh, it'll work. Oh, okay, yeah, he did. Okay, so he did the. It looked like Jesse had kind of maybe gone a little bit too low on his on that bomb jump there for Hera, but not a problem. Flipheal going into his Vidi fight there, needing to be a little. Oh no, he put on the cape. Okay, I was about to say I thought he hadn't put on the cape, and he is doing exactly that strat, putting on the cape and just hitting Vidi until he dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and certainly. Yeah. Yeah, certainly staying as safe as he possibly can. You know, the slime, I think does only 100 damage, so I don't think he was in any danger of, you know, dying while Vitreous was exploding, you know, just waiting for like a split frame or something like that. But yeah, another crystal down, in this case for Flipheal. Dueling crystal catches on Jesse's side as well, taking down Moldorm, claiming his crystal, probably more importantly, claiming that hook shot.
I mean, both of them are great.
Yeah, that's
being
true.
Completely honest here.
That's right. Yeah, you know, I guess you kind of need both of them in order to beat the game, huh?
Yeah, I mean, 80 keys is just it. It is the Pokemon collect them all version, pretty much. You got to get everything.
Everything. That's right.
And all right, so Jesse, you checking out? Flipheal checking out our. What was it? The checkerboard cave, seeing that it's nothing, and we're gonna go back into Swamp Palace here. No, we're not.
Are we talking to? Well, no. Okay, so we're not going to talk to the bomb shop guy. I don't.
Oh, it's that big key on.
Jeez, what a good reminder. You know, this is why Jesse's playing. You know, he has a really good memory in this case with those flippers. He's probably like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a big key on Lake Highlight Island. Let's see what this one is. If this is going to be Swamp Palace Big Key, it's going to be really good for Jesse, you know, basically before diving into Swamp.
It is. Oh, it was exactly that one.
Nice heads up play. That's really good.
So, alright, let's take a little stock here. We're just over the hour mark, and if you're just joining us, welcome into ZSR2 here. This is the 80 Keys tournament. We got Flipheal versus RadicalSniper99, also known as Jesse, so if you keep hearing us call him Jesse there, that's who we're talking about. And what are we looking for still at this point? We need a GT big as land mode goes boom.
You didn't even finish your sentence before Lamos basically just disintegrated in front of our eyes.
Flipheal just being rude and just not letting me finish. But so let's see here. We're looking for a castle tower small because we're always looking for a castle tower small. We need a bow and the GT big. And is there something else that I'm missing right now? Feel free to shout out that, hey, Dazed, you're forgetting something.
No, I mean, you know, just looking at the really nice collection that our trackers have put together for us, I think you've done a pretty good job taking the inventory of what we potentially need. You know, so we have, you know, a lot of the, well, we have pretty much, I think, all of the required keys, minus, of course, GT Big Key. You know, we have Eastern Palace Big Key, you know, we've got, you know, Desert Palace Big Key, which, of course, Flipheal just checked, you know, verified for us. That, of course, he does have it. You know, we've got Meyer, you know, we've got Pod, all of these, you know, pretty, you know, terrible big keys are just kind of showing up, which is certainly going to be really nice. I guess, like, yeah, I would say, like, right now, I think, you know, and, you know, I have noticed also that both runners have kind of avoided the Eastern Pod area, yeah, at least for the time being. I think they're just really hoping that a bow kind of could show up so they can combo it together.
I mean, at some point, though, you're gonna have to start thinking. I kind of wonder if Jesse there, Radical Sniper, is going to decide at some point here, especially after finishing Swamp, because this is a very dense check here. You've got what? Was that a pendant TR? Yeah,
that was a pendant Turtle Rock.
Oh.
Alright, and of course, yeah, it looks like actually our tracker, I'm actually not sure who's actually tracking Flipheal. In this case, I'm going to assume maybe hopefully Spiker. But in this case, yeah, I think that is actually going to give us the rest of our crystal and pendant knowledge in this case.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got a Desert Palace red crystal there, as well as we've got this. That's just lovely.
Thank you, Swamp Palace. Yes. All right. So that was okay. You know what? That has bought, you know, a lot of peace of mind, at least for Jesse. I guess he has some preview knowledge that Swamp Palace is a crystal in this case.
But like, I guess this is what we're kind of. This is one point here, since we're still looking for basically two ice rods here. We're looking for a Castle Tower Small, and we're looking for the GT Big, right? Jesse has now cleared both Swamp Palace Big Chest and Thieves Town Big Chest. Now, Flipheal has not. So now if it comes down to running around Hyrule looking for, oh god, where the heck are these stupid keys, which is probably due to hit here in about another like 20-30 minutes. That's two places that are really awkward to get to that Flipheal is gonna have to consider, and Radical Sniper's he's already done it.
Yeah, I mean, this is certainly kind of just like a consequence of, well, Jesse's, in this case, sequencing, right? You know, every single kind of, you know, isolated location in this case, you know, he hasn't really had to worry about. Yeah, you mentioned, you know, Thieves Town, Big Key, oh, hello, Sword. All right, so not gonna probably be like the worst item to find on left side Swamp. You know, not really, of course, certainly required for these runners, you know, at this caliber, but I guess, you know, Gold Sword's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna, I mean, it's certainly, it's not gonna, you know, as much benefit, but you're really not gonna turn down some more offense.
You definitely are gonna be completely fine with getting that if you've still got Trinex to kill. It's just like, oh yeah,
right, yeah. That's true.
He went from being okay, well, I guess I gotta be a little careful, to being like, yeah, no, I can kill him.
That's true. We can just slash our way through everything in this case. Yeah, I mean, it certainly probably would have been nice for them, you know, if they had like a tempered or, you know, like a gold sword on Cold Stare, you know, type of thing, and maybe even Vitreous for that. But actually, Jesse's gonna have gold sword for Vitreous, assuming he doesn't find the bow anytime soon. Certainly gonna be a little bit nicer to just be able to just slash, you know, yeah, just be able to slash out.
Right, definitely. And yeah, you just throw on that cape and just dash back and forth there, and then I think Vidi dies even faster than just as fast as he does with Silvers, if I remember reading that at some point. Alright, looks like okay, we're gonna have to lay down that block one more time over here on Flipheal's side. They're getting a little... Sword beams, actually, when you're doing Diver Down, are the worst. They slow it down so much. They introduce so much lag with that non-Samaria block.
Yeah, the amount of lag that a sword beam introduces, like, is actually really, like, surprisingly a ton. Wow, Flipheal, showing off, doing a block hook dash, well, push into in this case. That is actually quite the trick to pull off. If you mess it up, well, you're gonna have to restart that thing.
Yeah, no, that is a very swaggy sort of strat there, because it accomplishes absolutely nothing.
but it looks so cool.
It does look cool. Jesse does go ahead and takes down Argus there very, very easily. And what crystal are we on there? He's on crystal number 4. And decision time about where you want to go next. If he goes to Meyer, which looks like to where he's going to go there, this is going to be 2 more crystals done in rapid succession.
Alright, yeah, it looks like, according to Homemade Beer, one of our trackers for tonight, Swamp Palace and Desert are our red crystals. Well, assuming after Jesse finishes up Meyer, Big Mom is going to be available to us. Actually, I guess I was gonna say, on the flip side, for Flipheal, pun unintended, I had already said it before I realized it was Flipheal, after Swamp, he is going to be able to do Pyramid Fury immediately.
Yeah, it seems that way. I guess we'll take a quick look here. Afterwards, if he recognizes it, I don't believe either of the runners talked to the Big Bomb vendor today.
Yeah, I believe that is correct. Now, I mean, it still could be very reasonable for Flipheal, after beating Swamp Palace, to kind of just do like a really quick menu to see if he has both 5-6 crystals before kind of making a decision. Alright, so yeah, it looks like Jesse just kind of retracing some of Flipheal's steps in this case. He ended up getting his Desert Palace big key as well, out of the Meyer big chest. Looks like though he accurately remembered that he had been here before, so he's going to basically go straight to the back to Vitreous. And we're going to be able to see in this case kind of like a sword difference, and potentially Vitreous a little bit faster kill on Jesse's side just because he has that gold sword.
Yeah, I kind of want to say, honestly, I think Jesse's had the better equipment for most of his fights today. A little bit more magic for his Cold Stare fight. Better sword for Vidi. I mean, it's not super necessary to have a better sword on Vidi, but it definitely is going to help a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And these little things are just going to kind of like add up, right? Certainly.
Oh, and that's the thing with AD keys. It's all of the time saved is kind of in the margins, right? Like it's the little stuff. It's a second here and a second there.
Yeah, and honestly, and we do say, talk about AD keys kind of being like the long haul, right? Like you're here to do everything, right? And but over the course of 1 hour 45, 2 hour run, right? You might not think like a minute here or like a 30-second here or something like that is that significant, but yeah, it definitely adds up.
If I'm Jesse, I always get really nervous anytime somebody takes out a mirror during a boss fight, because like your finger slips, and then you feel real bad.
I have never seen or heard of any racer talk about accidentally, pressing that mirror when they're fighting Vitreous. No siree.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, anyway, takes him down with no problem there. So that is going to be the next crystal there. That's crystal number 5. Going to be a quick jaunt back over to a quick mirror portal over to Desert. There, you're going to pick up our pick up his 6th crystal in just a moment. Gonna have to go do the big chest first, as Flipheal is taking a second there, deciding whether or not he wants that bottle there. That is Flipheal's first bottle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that is actually Flipheal's first bottle, because we only have 2 bottles, I think, that we've seen so far, and the second bottle is not sick yet. So, I guess the game doesn't really want to give you too many, I guess, safeties for the matter. Alright,
I suppose. Ice Palace Key. Interesting. And a free red potion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Flipheal might have, accepted that Ice Palace small key, before he went up to Ice Palace. He did a really good job, by the way. No, no hook shot. Basically just a bomb jump, his way through. In this case, in order to get to the other side. So, certainly he didn't need it, but certainly would have been more convenient for him.
Right, and now going. See, this is one of those another one of those checks that Flipheal unfortunately is going to have to come back for. So he's kind of losing a little bit of time here, because he had attempted it earlier and wasn't able to complete it at the time, because he very bravely tried to do it on 3 hearts with no weapons. Didn't quite make it, but gonna get 5 rupees here. But the more important thing is that he just kind of cost himself, what is that, a good, I mean, that's a good, like, 30 plus seconds there.
Yeah, it looked like 30 seconds, or estimate, yeah. I mean, at least luckily, he came back here with the lamp, with the boots, with the sword. Well, I mean, in this case, 4 swords, in his case. So hopefully, at least it wasn't like another slog back. But yeah, a good reminder, of course, that, also Flipheal is here in Castle Tower, because he hasn't actually checked these 2. So this is going to be one of the few instances, actually, where Flipheal is, like, super overpowered, especially compared to when Jesse was here. Jesse was here, I think, on just a fighter sword. No lamp, so actually gonna gain a little bit of time here over Jesse, just because, well, Jesse did invest a little bit of time into trying killing the ball and chain guards with sword spins, and you saw the power of the gold sword, right? Flipheal pretty much just, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well, that's now Flipheal making his way, very neat dashes through Hyrule Castle there, just to get his way back out, and it looks like it might be time for Pod.
Oh yeah, I was actually wondering if he wanted to, because he kept his portal, if he wanted to either go north or south. Is this going to be the big key pickup? Hopefully he doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah, it's going to be a feels bad moment here. It's just like, I just cleared that dungeon. Oops.
Yeah, that is. Oh no, and there was a bush bug. Well, alright, so lesson learned. There's a bush there, and for some reason, even though bushers are extremely fragile, they do cause a bug for you. And
if I'm being completely honest, I didn't even know you could bonk on that bush. I've never bonked on that bush.
Maybe it's one of those frame perfect tricks that never happens until you stumble upon it.
I mean, to be completely honest, well done, Flipheal. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, he didn't want to have that happen, and especially not in game 2 of this tourney race. But yeah, I mean, well done there.
Alright, but it looks like the Flipheal, well, he's back on the mountain. Certainly, that's just like the yeah, so the Swamp Palace big chest is basically not going to be concerned for him at this moment. So, potentially this is going to be a dip into Turtle Rock.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you're talking about very, very dense locations, this is one of the biggest ones at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we have basically an entire dungeon available to us. We do, of course, have the mirror as well, if we want to go check out Mimic Cave. Only 3 Turtle Rock small keys, certainly never precluding a 4th one being right here in Turtle Rock. For all we know, maybe the 4th Turtle Rock small keys also locked itself into the vanilla big key chest, right? So, certainly something that's very reasonable. It looks like actually Jesse has a very similar idea, probably also going up to Dark Duck Mountain as well.
Yeah, these guys have split up quite a few times, and then just kind of come back together and split up again, and then come back together. This is like the 3rd or 4th time that they've decided to go into the same dungeon as the other one.
Yeah, it looks like they're really, you know, holding off to try and see if they can find a bow. You know, we've got, I won't necessarily say we have a lot of keys to pot, per se. I mean, 3 is, you know, a reasonable number, but, you know, we've got the hammer, we've got both big keys to that dungeon. I mean, I think they could find a bow. They're going to be really happy to be able to efficiently take down Eastern and Pod together.
I will say this, though. At some point here, as we get a 4th key to pod in here, at some point, you do kind of have to think, the bow's just in pod, isn't it? They just can't just put the bow back in pod. Yeah, I mean,
there could be a bow.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there could be a bow in Eastern, and there could be a bow in pod, right? And right now, you know, we're not going to know until much later.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll find out here soon enough. At some point, both runners are just going to be like, "All right, fine, I'm going to pod," and we'll see what it gives us there. So far, in the front, just that pod small key, and it was like a Skullwood small key, which at this point, we don't care.
So so this is another one of those, you know, like logically, technically required small keys, but you know, of course, just like that Meyer small that we're most likely not gonna even care about or, you know, notice at this point. It's just not gonna matter.
You know, I kind of wonder though, if you were thinking through this logically, right? If you're thinking through the seed like 100% logically, those flippers were on Moth, right?
Yeah.
And that meant that there was a very, very good chance that both that Swamp Palace was gonna have nothing. But see, that's kind of weird to think about because Ice Palace had such everything. So like it's hard to read the seeds, right?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point. Yeah, because in this case, like, flippers were both, you know, locking, you know, all of Ice Palace and all of Swamp Palace. Yeah, that's...
So... then... I guess we're looking... For the seed to make any sort of logical sense, which is just, you know, silly to ask a key sanity seed to make any sort of logical sense, we're still looking for that 3rd Skullwoods key and the 3rd Meyer key right now. Just because of the just kind of really weird way that this seed is just kind of broken. And yeah, Flipheal's just gonna make his there. Oh, okay. So, all right. Jesse got 1 on K45. Okay. So that was the 3rd Skullwoods key here.
Thank you for that reminder. That's right. Yeah, no, that's actually, that's right. Jesse, again, I think he was just being, at least his sequencing had just been a little bit more efficient. Oh my gosh, imagine finding a 2nd Castle Tower small key on the way. Amazing. We don't have to go for a hunt.
That's not even go mode.
Actually, and especially from Flipheal's perspective, he literally was just there in Castle Tower, right? He's like, if I just held out a little extra longer, I could have singled to Castle Tower. I'm sure, I mean, I don't think anybody ever feels bad at 80 keys, you know, but with a double dip to Castle Tower just because of how rare these keys are.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you just kind of do Castle Tower, and then if it shows up and you get the 2nd Castle Tower key, you just kind of like look at the game and you kind of go, all right, you're game, you're bad, and you should feel bad right now. And since we get another key to Ganon's Tower, opening up the...
All right. Oh, jeez. Okay, so this is what, 2 pot keys here in Turtle Rock already? I guess Laser Bridge is just small key. All right, so.
GT Big Key is still the biggest question here. I feel like right now is where the heck is that going to turn up? Like at some point, you just got to start betting that it's in GT.
Well, I mean, so we do have 2 untouched, pristine dungeons in the Pod Eastern area. Hopefully, GT Big Key is just going to show up, you know? I guess we're still waiting in this case to see what Trinex will drop. Maybe it'll be both. And then if GT Big Key just happens to be on the way, this is actually going to be a really nice, comfortable seed for our runners.
I mean, there's always a chance, right?
Yeah, that's right. There's at least one time when Rando has been, you know, kind to our runners out of the 4 years of existing. Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like
the 4
that,
years
yes.
that I've played, at least. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. All right, so takes down Trinex over there on Flipheal's side. That is Crystal. That is Pendant. Pendant number 2, right? The giant P in the top left corner there says that it's a pendant.
Yeah, also, of course, Flipheal holding up the blue pendant. And of course, right, so we can't actually claim the last pendant yet. That is still requires, in this case, a bow for us to get to. So, alright, Flipheal, where are you going next?
Oh, man, I mean, pod, right?
That did not look like a flute to 5. Oh, right. Flipheal, correctly remembering if he does, of course, pick up a bottle. His first bottle an hour, I don't know, like 20 something in.
Our good friend, the bottle collector there, sick kid, I guess. Like, here, oh, you have a bottle? Here, have a bottle.
Alright, yeah. So meanwhile, the Jesse, of course, is, oh, that's okay. So, alright, looks like Flipheal is finally broken down, you know, is biting the bullet, going over, you know, to the pod eastern area. In this case, he has more than enough money, of course, to pay off Kiki, in this case. So, let's see what we have.
Yeah, no, it's about time here. We're at, we're almost getting to the hour 30 mark here. We're sneaking up on go mode here. Not there yet, but it is with it. You can kind of see it from here. So we're gonna still look for this bow, and with the 5 keys going into pod, though, I mean, this is about as good of a situation as you can get.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna clear out everything that's not, what's the space? Helma, there we go. That's his name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course, the hope is that you're going to find a bow somewhere here, right? You know, you, minus Helmasaur in this case, right? Looks like you can get one. Oh, hey, look, there's our last Meyer key.
We have hit logic. Now,
yes, finally!
Don't ask me the route that the game was expecting you to take to get to that, because it's stupid. I have not been taking notes, and I'm not going to start now. That is a mushroom.
All right. Well, okay. So that is potential another avenue here for GT Big Hero Bow. Yeah, I was actually just going to say, like, the fact that Jesse also picked up his second Castle Tower key in Crystal Roller Room, you know, from Turtle Rock. You know, the fact that both runners had already cleared out Castle Tower for both items, right? You know, and they know that there can't be anything there. It's going to be pretty, you know, this is going to be like hopefully it's going to be a very nice sequencing. They're going to be able to hopefully clear out, you know, find a bow here somewhere in Pod Eastern, clear out both of these dungeons. And if they have to go, you know, search for the big key in GT, right? Finish up GT, and then you can do immediately Castle Tower and go to Big Ganon.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if the bow is not in one of these 2 spots here, it's I'm trying to think of what on earth is even left open. if it's not in Pod or Eastern at this point, like, I mean, it's going to be something stupid like we get the 4th Turtle Rock key and it's in Laser.
Oh, right, Lava Chest.
Mushroom, we did just get Mushroom. That is an option. But I mean, I'm expecting it to show up in the next like 10 seconds, honestly.
Yeah, and I think honestly, so I mean, from what it seems like, Jesse, outside I guess of Turtle Rock, Vanilla Big Key Chest, he doesn't really have any more holes. You know, Flipheal on the other hand, I think, you know, for his sake, he's just hoping in this case that something, you know, is on the way for him, right? Because if he has to go, I think you mentioned this before, he has to go back, kind of search for where is my last item, and he's got, you know, some like 4 or 3 pretty isolated awful checks. It's definitely not going to be a very good. It's not going to be a very good moment for him to try and make a decision.
I mean, and that's going to be the 6th pod key.
Oh, of course. Yep. All right. So it's a key lock key.
Game likes jokes. So. Yeah, okay. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, oh, what's Flipheal doing there for a second? It was like, he's taking a little bit of damage because he's gonna go ahead and use his potion to open up these side here, because we are not playing the tournament settings yet, so there is a chance that we could always have the hilarious bow-locked bow.
yeah, and that's right. And Flipheal taking full advantage of Pyramid Fairy, right? So when he actually ended up getting over to the Big Bomb, he actually threw in his bottle that he picked up a Pyramid Ledge, and that's what actually granted him his rare potion. I think Jesse actually, he went out of his way basically to the potion shop. I'm gonna assume that he has 1 green potion at least to his name still. So he's gonna be able to also potion glitch if he hasn't found, in this case, the bow. It looks like. Well, you know what? A lock bow is not here in pods, so onwards to Eastern Palace.
Yep. It is very awkward here, and well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head into Eastern Palace, and it's gotta be here.
Of course, you know, we got the big key so early. I mean, the game was just practically telling you to go into Eastern Palace.
Just come on in here.
You know,
just come in here. Everything is fine. Everything's
okay,
good.
so,
I've got the bow for you. It's in the Eastern Palace big chest, just like normal.
Of course, we've all played this game before, right? And we all know that the bow, of course, is in Vanilla in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I mean the worst possible option there. There you go. There's a bow. Flipheal taking an extra second. Just look at the game and shake his head. So now it is the big question of GT Big Key. GT Big Key is going to be, I don't know, probably GT at this point. But for Flipheal, he's going to be a little
nice
nervous
strats.
about that. Yep. Man, kind of unfortunate thing for Jesse there, that if he had gone ahead and done Eastern before doing this, he could have gotten this. Now, Flipheal, okay, here's a skip. Oh boy.
Interesting. All right, so this I don't know if this is necessarily part of Flipheal's mindset in this case. If he potentially feels like he needs to make a decision or a skip or two in order to potentially get back in the game. I mean, from our perspective, we know that he's doing absolutely fine. But yeah, skipping Vanilla Vicky chest here in Eastern Palace. It's gonna be I guess we're gonna see if this ends up hurting him in the end.
I mean, I guess if you're doing that, I mean, yeah, you get that bow so late, and you're just thinking, oh god, if my opponent came to Eastern at any point, they've had bow for the entire time, they've already cleared these 2 dungeons, maybe I'm in a lot of trouble, but, I mean, I don't know, though. Like, to be honest, I hate skipping that chest. I really hate it.
Yeah, it is a very difficult chest to consider. I mean, I think as I think you just mentioned, like it's caused a lot of polarizing decisions basically for many a runner.
Oh, I mean, it's a 30-second check to go get it at the least. It's like 30 seconds to maybe even like 45. Like with boots, it's not that bad, right? But if that's the GT Big Key there at this point, you done lost. And then there's just nothing you can do about it, because you're going to go and clear all of GT Basement and do this. So, like, Flipheal playing with fire. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, so that's kind of like so right now, actually, despite everything that's kind of happened in this scene, right? Looks like we are, I guess, ultimately hunting for a GT Big Key in this case. And if you can, in this case, somehow avoid, or in this case, go mode GT, right? That is going to be like a significant time chunk for you.
I mean, it's a 5-minute swing. Go moding GT is like a 5-minute swing. It's such a big deal there. If you find the GT Big Key before going to GT and the other person did not,
I mean, it's basically like a whole nother dungeon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless something crazy happened, you just won. Like you were massively behind or something. You just won the seat more or less. We're gonna have to see here, because I mean, Jesse just picked up his bow as well, and And
that's right. I wonder if this is going to be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well, I guess, either Jesse or Flipheal knows each other, styles, or if they have any, predisposed tendencies or opinions about going into Eastern Palace early. But yeah, I mean, in this case though, like both runners, well, we can see that they both have basically put off Pot Eastern till the very, very end, and so they're kind of in a similar position. Hopefully hopefully Flipheal is not going to let a couple nerves get to him, and just kind of just play steady, for the rest of the seed.
This is what I kind of expected, because it from what we've seen, Flipheal's been a little bit more gambly, for a lack of a better word there. He's been willing to leave things behind, right? And it hasn't burned him this seed at all. Now, on the other side, part of that might be because, honestly, Flipheal is up 1-0 in this series. So, gamble, go nuts. Now, Jesse has been much more thorough in his checks, and we're about to see in just a second.
Oh yeah, that's right.
How big of a deal this is. And it is... Oh, the silver arrows! Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh my gosh! All right, so 2 bows in Pod. All right, Pod. 2 bows in Eastern Palace. I would like for all of the Eastern Palace doubters that this is exactly where you should go.
Aging Zelda-san. Zelda-san to the chat.
Yeah.
Zelda-san to the chat.
That is,
God.
So those silvers, I mean, it will potentially actually can claw back a little bit of time on Jesse's side. We are mostly finished, with the dungeons, but we still, of course, have the rest of the gauntlet, and of course, Ganon himself.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, you kind of got to figure, like, for Flipheal right now, he's just gonna run to GT. Like, I mean, I don't see any way that he takes time and checks any of his one-offs that he's got left over. I mean, there are a considerable amount of one-offs. But yeah, so Flipheal's not getting the silvers there, so he's gonna save some time. So Jesse saves time on Ganon. But I mean, honestly, Flipheal has just been a little quicker through the game, if I'm being honest here. Like, some skips, but I mean, also maybe just a little bit faster room to room. But it's been kind of more of a, like, I think we're more talking frames than we're talking like really perceptible differences.
Yeah, I mean, and it just happens to be this case that, as part of, I think, Jesse's kind of like natural sequencing, right? So, for example, like Jesse was able to efficiently, check K45, for example, right? Just because he had the mirror. So he kind of like walked over down to, walk the purple chest all the way down to the... to the locksmith, right? But I mean, just because the Flipheal didn't have the mirror at the time, just kind of fluted over, right? So Jesse got one more check-in, a little bit more time, but in this case, it did save Flipheal, ultimately a little bit of extra time on his side, right? Just because he hasn't gone back to basically do that check yet.
Right.
So, these little things like do add up.
Yeah. So I mean, here's the thing. Can you think of anything that Jesse has not done in the game right now? Like, I'm willing to bet that unfortunately
Flipheal hasn't done.
Flipheal hasn't done a lot here. So we're talking TR lava chest. All right, that is really what this game it comes down to right now for Jesse here, because there is a very high probability that the Ganon's Tower Big Key is here, and if the Ganon's Tower Big Key is in here, this is more or less Flipheal's game to lose.
Yeah, right. So both run. Right. So right now, like Flipheal is basically just started, his GT Big Key hunt in GT itself. Jesse, on the other hand, is basically rushing, to the back in order to kill Helvesaur. Presumably, he's going to also turn in the green pendant and then also do the mushroom turn-in, just like Flipheal does.
Ooh, that's a nice little strat there on Flipheal's side for doing that room. The double kick like that. That was very quick. All right, there's our fourth Turtle Rock key.
There's our fourth Turtle Rock key. All right, so yeah, Flipheal is just looking at these last couple checks, right? It's like, oh my gosh, please be here in GT, the big key, please. I don't want to have to make a decision between the Manila Bicky chest in Turtle Rock. I don't want to go back to Swamp Palace for the big chest. You know, these are just all of these like terrible locations that.
Okay, so there is something we need to kind of come to grips with here. That Turtle Rock key is locked behind 4 GT keys here right now, and that is something that Flipheal does not have. Jesse does have. And that's the big key to the dungeon.
Oh, well then, well, why did we spend all this time worrying about where the GT big key is?
Easy game here. So that is going to be Flipheal just dashing up the tower right now. Jesse is going to have to hurry up and get here as quickly as he can.
Yeah, so Flipheal, you know, presumably going to check those extra chests because he doesn't know where silvers are, and you know, it's his bold decision in order to skip the middle of the chest, Eastern Palace. You know, is where we of course know where the silvers are. He doesn't, so he's going to check just in case. But yeah, with the find of the GT big key in Southwest Room, he's just going to climb with the castle tower key that he found earlier in the Crystal Roller Room for TR. You know, going to be a really nice sequencing for in this case both runners, finishing up GT. Mirroring right on top we land on the pyramid to go finish Agnum, get a free health refill, and then drop right down again.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's got there. This is just a moment of, it's. I mean, Jesse's not out of it yet by any means, but I mean, we're talking Ganon Falls, we're talking Moldorm 2 Falls. He's gonna need some help. Flipheal doesn't have a fairy, but at the same time, the way that he's just kind of motoring through these gauntlet rooms real fast kind of means, yeah, you know, he's practiced this once or twice. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's spooky. That was nowhere near the Stalfos. And with half magic too, he doesn't have to worry so much. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot this until they're dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say half magic, gold sword. You know, he's got his choice of how he wants to take down basically the rest of the scene.
Yeah, Flipheal is just he's just rushing this climb right now. This is not a climb where he's giving Jesse any room to make up some time on. It's a textbook climb at this point.
Yeah, maybe even nicer than like the standard textbook one, just because you do have that gold sword. You know, in this case, I mean, most things, of course, did die with one hit with Tempered Sword, but I mean, gold sword just makes things just a little bit nicer.
All right, that torch room was a little off there, so we're gonna dock him some points for that. But I mean, other than that, yeah, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like Flipheal is pulling out the lamp just in order to get through these last torches, just so he didn't have to go pick up like the magic refill in the earlier room before. Might check for silvers, I don't know. Well, we got some more arrows. I guess that's not quite the silver variety, but because he's definitely not going to be needing them, I guess, for the rest of the game.
This is unfortunate over on Jesse's side. Could have made up a little bit of time there if he had gone left instead of right first. But yeah, no, he's doing probably the accepted way to do this. Ooh, got pushed off on Moldorm too, though. I mean,
definitely
not great, but I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think he had his sword out and maybe just let go of the arrow button there for a second. Whatever. Either way, Moldorm round 2 here, and dead Moldorm.
Yeah, that's right. 2 slashes in this case doesn't actually quite stand a chance. Unfortunately, he did get knocked off in like a not convenient spot, right? Just because he landed on the spikes and he kind of delayed his dash a little bit. But you know what? We got an extra heart container in the post Moldorm 2 chest, so I think Flipheal is probably going to be okay for the rest of the hopefully for the rest of the game.
Right, into our Aga 2 fight here as we just dash straight ahead at him there. That shouldn't have made me laugh, but it definitely did there. So it looks like we got a double there off the first one, and he killed
I mean,
Aga
yeah,
too?
it looks like we have a dead we have 3 dead Aghanim's. Is just landing very briefly on the pyramid.
Sorry, everybody. My stream just skipped ahead like I think like 5-6 seconds there, and it was just like, hey, Aga's now dead. It's like, okay.
It's just a sneak preview for what's going to come here, because what's better than 3 Aghanims that are going to be dead? It's going to be one Aghanim that's going to be dead very shortly. Both runners. A Flipheal is a little bit further ahead in the Aga Tower climb with Gold Sword with that lamp. I don't think he needs really anything else. Literally everything's just going to die in one shot from this.
You know what? I have a fix for playing ADPs, man. Hear me out on this.
Okay, I'm listening. Yes.
Not having to kill Aga 1.
I mean, we already killed 3 of them, right? I feel like once we've proven ourselves to kill 3 of them at once, surely we can kind of just like skip over the part where you only need to kill 1 of them at once, right?
I mean, yeah, because like this from this point on, it's academic. Like there's nothing you're gonna need to do. Like if you remove having to kill Aga 1 from the AD keys, it's still mostly the same game except for not a castle tower key hunt most of the time, right?
Isn't there like fat keys or like where both of the castle tower small keys were fixed?
Yeah, but you still have to kill Aga 1.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you don't, if you don't have to kill Aga 1, you don't have to climb up this entire dungeon for no reason and then sit here and wait for Aga to decide to give you the precise number of blue ball of energy beams here that he needs to kill him. Because he could just sit here, and this is an absolutely terrible feeling position to be in, no matter how good you're feeling about the seed, because you're great dash there on Flipheal's side.
Yeah,
because you're sitting here waiting for Aga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're sitting here and you're waiting for Aga. That's all you're doing. You're just sitting here and going like, "Come on, bud, let's go, come on." And you know your opponent is doing the same thing. But there's nothing you can do to make it faster. I mean, this is an extended cutscene.
Yeah, can we hurry up and send Zelda to the Dark World? Already. Or in our crystal or for something for that matter.
Right, like you're just sitting here, just going, "Come on, buddy!" Like every time he throws a blue ball, you're just getting like saltier and saltier. Just like, come on, dude. Like you're not going to win this fight. You know it, and I know it. You're not going to win this fight. Jesse, though, making his way, he's got himself up to Moldorm 2 here, so still, it's a long ways there, because this Aga on Flipheal's side is, I mean, it's not a terrible Aga, but it's he is throwing a couple of blue balls.
Non-energy balls. That is very true. I think Flipheal, might be trying to pass the time a little bit, faster, increasing his bonk counts. I don't know if we're gonna hit like the mythical 40 or so, but he seems to be certainly increasing his counter here quite a bit.
The team 40 bonks does require a few more bonks there, Flipheal. You better get on it, bud.
Oh, jeez, we're just getting more blue balls here.
I mean, at least finally done. But think how good his time would have been if he didn't have to do Aga 1.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, like Jesse is trying to, basically finish up his fight for Aga 2. Not as many blue balls, but the patterns, at least later on, don't look super friendly. As we actually didn't quite see that on Flipheal's side. But you know what? So Jesse, as he's taking down Aghanim 2. Flipheal is on his Ganon fight. He is, with the gold sword, of course, no worries about getting like the 1-1. Doesn't even have to do any, fancy sword spins or anything like that, or dashes. He just can slash his way through.
Yeah, and at the moment here, with the lead that he's got here, he's probably got like a fail-safe of, I want to say, at least like 2 Ganon falls here. Like, it would need to be a pretty big oops for Jesse to kind of get back into it at this point here. But we'll, hey, like you can, a Ganon fall tends to beget more Ganon falls.
Yeah, well, so right. Flipheal is very surely here trying to start up phase 4. One difference, of course, he doesn't have silvers, waiting for Ganon to hold still. I am waiting to see what his reaction is, to see where he, where after Ganon tells him where silvers are.
Yes, Eastern Palace. Wait, what?
It's like, oh, right, the one chest that I skipped in Eastern. Right. So, of course, right, the Ganon fight's going to be just a little bit faster on Jesse's side, just because he is going to have those silvers, of course. But I think, right, at this point, he mentioned this earlier, well, Jesse is still very much in the middle of his Aghanim fight, or climb, in this case, while Flipheal is pretty much just wrapping up phase 4.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, Jesse's making a good show of this Aga climb here, and he's getting up here pretty quick. Man, this Ganon really likes that top right corner, which is just like the most annoying place to go and hit him after shooting your fire rod there. Some pretty good triples over there on Ganon's side of side. Super speed for a moment, and that's Ganon dead.
Alright, yeah, Flipheal's just waiting. This case, we've gone through all of the dungeons, every single one, and Flipheal basically has just crossed the finish line, taking first place in this race for this series. Look at that great smile, actually, maybe you guys can't see, but yeah, Flipheal is quite happy in this case in order to get his win off the series. Get your GGs on chat for Flipheal.
Yeah, that is as it says there in chat, that's a time of 1:51:53 as Jesse is about to get into his Aga fight right now, and it looks like we're gonna go ahead and push this thing out on his side. They're gonna have to sit through this lovely fight that I spent probably about 2 minutes complaining about. But hopefully we'll be able to get both guys in here. It looks like Flipheal took a quick break to go maybe grab a glass of water or, do what you need to do after being sitting here for 2 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this was, so still sub 2 hour seed, for all dungeons, especially for how many, we're watching on Jesse's side right now, how many blue balls, and we saw, as a preview on Flipheal's side, how many warps Ganon decided to give us. That's certainly not unreasonable in order to take a break.
Yeah, it's been a good one here for sure. So hopefully we'll be able to grab everybody in here and have a little chat about this thing. And I hear some Discord sounds from my side here, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume that is our winner today. And yes, it is there. That we are now joined in by Flipheal there. GG's, bud.
GG's, Flipheal. So, how were you, I guess, feeling throughout this race? At least from our observations, that there were probably, a spot or two that might have haunted you throughout the seed, that, you probably didn't want to try and make a decision of whether you wanted to go back to those locations if you couldn't find what you were looking for.
Yeah, there were definitely a few. I mean, the early bomb play was fun. I probably shouldn't have been so greedy going to the back one check, but yeah, I don't know. At some point, I didn't really have any good options, and then I just seemed to find some items at the wrong time. Right before ice, I could have had the Samaria, but I needed magic for ice. So right after I cleared the mountain and I noticed that was there, I was like, oh no. And then
you had yeah, it was Samaria.
I think Swamp Palace. Oh yeah, Swamp Palace Big Key. Yeah.
Yeah. So right as I drained the dam, I was like right before I went there, I I couldn't believe how close to go mode I was already. I was like, I'm really only 3 items, and I think I was kind of assuming Turtle Rock wasn't or was going to be the crystal. So I was like, I guess I just kind of assumed the GT Big was going to be that one, and then yeah, right as I was draining the lever of Swamp, I was like, oh no, this was bad. I almost went to get it, but I was like, I can't really commit, it was too much of a time sink to get keys, so that felt really bad, yeah. And then oh my god, both bows, wow.
Yeah. Actually, I guess that was actually one question I had. So when you decided to I assume it was conscious skip of the vanilla Big Key chest in Eastern Palace. Like, was that what was the motivation, I guess, behind that?
Yeah, I didn't know how to feel about that. Like I could have, the seed had really bad options at one point. So like I don't know if Jesse might have went there sooner, because I was in bow mode for so long, minus GT. So like I didn't know if he could, he could have put it off like I did too, if he like found the fire rod or did ice early like I did. But I didn't know if I was ahead or behind, so I just kind of was like, all right, let's just go. It's probably in GT.
Yeah.
And,
All right. So it looks like I was gonna say Jesse
looks like-
just finished up. Mhm.
You were gonna say what I was gonna say.
Oh, you can say it, Dave. That's fine.
Okay, I will say it then. Fair enough. But yeah, so go ahead and get your GGs into chat there for RadicalSniper99 there, Jesse. Going ahead and finishing out with a 155.31, and hopefully will be joining us in just a moment as well. But yeah, yeah. So I got one thing I got to ask you there, Flipheal. Since you were up a game on Jesse there, I was kind of wondering. It did kind of seem like you were, I don't know, maybe a little bit more aggressive with your
In the beginning,
with
yeah, kind of. Like normally I wouldn't go into thieves that early, but I didn't have good options. Yeah, I figured I had a little bit. A little bit more aggressive than normal, but I don't think I was like too reckless. I don't know. Like I still did left side swamp, etc.
Yeah, I mean, you ended up. I guess one of the biggest differences is we're now joined in chat here by Radical
Hi,
Sniper
Jesse.
there, Jesse. Hi.
Hi,
Words.
person.
Word.
Hello.
GG.
Oh, GG. Always flip. Always a few minutes.
I know. When I found my bow for GT, I thought I might have been done. I was like,
Oh,
Jesse's
God.
got this.
Both bows being there killed me.
Big same.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, so
It's like-
when you had terrible options, what did you decide to do?
What was terrible, I guess, is the question.
I don't know.
or
I
when.
mean, there was mirrorless smith chain. There was going to the eastern area with not much or pod.
Okay,
And then I guess
so
there was ice, but which
so
I did.
I got the you get the flute, and then you get the hammer, and I'm like, okay, let's go do hammer pegs, get the smith, take that all the way up to catfish. So I get a bottle, I've got a shovel, I've got flute, I've got the smith with me. I'm like, we'll turn all those things in. And then I'm like, let's check the mountain, let's check Mire area. And I get Cana Samaria out of Spike Cave, and I'm like, ice the play.
Oh my god. So I did one last check before going to ice, and that was the old man.
Oh,
I did not do that one because I needed magic for ice. Yeah, that was a big feels bad when I found that.
and then after that, like, I think Mire was the obvious play at that moment for me. And then almost everything after that kind of just followed, I guess is the way to put it. Because the only thing that feels bad is like getting the hook shot out of, or no, after that I got Fire Rod, I guess. But I went up the mountain, get hook shot out of hair, and I'm like, oh, let's do everything else. I'm going to wait on TR. And TR just never got better. And so I eventually went up for TR, hoping Bo was going to be here. Eastern and Pod were a last location, and they just felt terrible at the end because I did 2 extra mountain climbs minimum, waiting on TR. And
Yeah, I guess the only thing I did almost all the mountain in one trip, minus TR, obviously. So I forget where I got the fire rod, but I forget. I might have got it after ice. I forget. Oh yeah, I think I did thieves and then the second half of smith chain, and then I went into Mire. Also, some of the logic was disgusting, right?
yeah, no, I was thinking about all the skull smalls and the Mire smalls to make mirror and flippers in logic.
that was something.
Yeah, we were trying to figure that out at one point when Mirror shows up behind 3 Meyer keys, and I think both of you were in there at the same time. And we were trying to figure out, okay, so where exactly are these Meyer keys at? And then one of them's in there, and then the other one, God, where was the other one? Wasn't it in it was like in
First chest
front
of
of
pod was the
yeah.
The other was pretty
And-
early. I don't know where though.
Yeah, it was that the first one was a gimme, and then we're sitting there, and then the flippers are behind 3 Skull Woods keys and stuff, and you don't get your third one until like the beginning of
I think it was
Turtle
right.
Rock. And,
right side Turtle Rock, behind that
So-
fire on purple chest.
Yeah, so at some point we just gave up trying to figure out what the logic wanted you to do. It was just kind of like it wanted you to do stupid things. But I guess with that, Flipheal, you're moving on to the next round. Do you have? I don't actually know who. Do you have any idea who your next opponent is?
Did you know, Days, that one of our trackers tonight actually is going to be Flipheal's next round opponent? That is Homemade Beer.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, he took out Drax, so this is got my work cut out for me. Very tough opponent.
Just so you guys know, I am available from usually about 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. If you would like to maybe put it there, I would like to call that game.
Oh, this is also best of 3, days. So I believe, barring any live scheduling, there are going to be hopefully multiple opportunities for this for this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know what his availability is like, but I mean, around this time is usually great for me. So
All right, so I guess with that, Jesse, I was gonna say with that, Jesse, I guess this is kind of your exit for the tournament. Any thoughts, I guess, for your experiences?
Making top 32 was good. That's what I wanted. I entered this tournament to face invitational runners and prep for next league season, because kind of have to look forward to that, and kind of as a prep, I guess, for main tourney now. And that means I have time to relax a little bit, maybe.
yeah,
So-
GG's again. Like, you're a good buddy and very, very skilled, very close games. All 3 of them nail biters. Like one different decision and you win 1 or 2 of these. And
Yeah, that's the funny part. We faced in the Swiss, and then it was like, oh yeah, who are we getting paired with? Oh, we're gonna face off again. So, but no, this was a fun tournament to join just for, a little bit of an experiment, see what happens. And I said I wanted to make brackets, and making brackets good enough.
yeah, great. Anything with keys in the name, it's got to be a good mode, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. So actually, I guess I was actually curious. Did you guys decide the mode for game 2 before you played game 1, or was it after?
I mean, it would almost feel that way based on where our boots were in the first one,
Yes,
but
that
no.
was exactly what I was going to ask about.
So no, we had scheduled games 1 and 2 back to back, like together, and then it just so happened that we had a ped boot seed for game 1, and only one of us got the boots, and it happened to be me.
And in
One of
the
worst
in the group
equipped
stages,
AD
I rolled not 1 but 2 seeds where boots were locked behind an item in GT. So I was kind of thrilled, especially after our first bracket match and those, to actually just have boots here.
I'm surprised more people don't pick it. It's
Like I like finding them, but
yeah.
not 2 hours in or never.
I mean, the only mode I think I didn't play this tourney was inverted AD keys.
I think I would always be a proponent for boot starts.
I did a standard, and I did a bunch of some open, but I think the one I did the most was 8 boots. So it's nice. I don't mind having a boots list start, but imagine this seed without it.
Yes. No, this was a really great race, honestly, to watch and talk about. So thank you so much, for both of you to putting on such a really fun race, for us to watch, but also just thank you so much for racing.
Thanks for putting us on tonight. I was checking the schedule. I was like, oh wait, we have a restream. I think I checked earlier today, and I was like, oh, it's quiet night. And then you see, oh no, we've got actual restream. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Thanks very much, everybody. It's always nice to be on restream.
Very, very happy to do so. Yeah, I guess just one last note. I want to thank our trackers actually tonight. They've been basically pretty active the entire game. I mean, you see actually this really nice inventory for both runners. Thanks, Beer. Thank you so much, Iker, for jumping in. Basically, could not have done this without you.
And Iker, sorry for where the red meringue was.
I was hurt. That would hurt me. Wait, how did you miss Mirror Shield?
Where was Mirror Shield?
There was one on left side swamp. There was one in
it was the Thieves Town Big Chest, right?
Oh!
Yeah, I didn't want to go to Mire right away after Ice, so I went into Thieves, not knowing what to do next. So yeah, I dodged that bullet.
I guess with that, I think we'll just kind of probably hang her up for tonight there, unless anybody's got something else they want to finish off with. Any final thoughts, guys?
Been a fun tournament. Thanks to the admin for running it and putting this on, and thank you to ZSR for putting us on tonight.
Same, and two bows in Eastern is just evil. Just evil.
Never skip Eastern pelts.
All right. Anyways, make sure to give our runners a follow. Their Twitch links are in chat, and also shout out our commentators, Claire Mouse and Base Cloud. Let's see. We have another 80 keys race over on ZSR3. We're gonna go raid there once I wrap up. We have up on the schedule nothing tomorrow on the schedule yet for 80 keys, although depending on volunteer availability, we might get something on there. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.